Okay, today I am going to go over the semester exam review. In this video, we are going to be covering problems 1 through 20. So, first off, um, this exam will be multiple choice, same number of questions on it that you have on the study guide. Um, if I have, these 4 questions, they might not be in that exact same order. So be careful when you're making your note card that you don't say the answer to this problem is this, because there will be some variants of that sort. Okay? First off, evaluate the expression for the given value of the variable. So if I know that x equals -5, then I want to plug that in. And remember, we always talk about if you have a negative number, when you're plugging it in, you need to put parentheses around it. And you put that in your calculator, and your calculator should give you an answer of -81. Okay, number 2, the formula. The formula P equals 0.5x minus 50 models the profit P in dollars for a shoe shiner when he shines X pairs of shoes. Use this formula to find the profit. So that means I'm looking for P if he shines 900 pairs of shoes, and 900 is X. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to go plug in 900 for X. And when you do that, 450 minus 50 gives you an answer of $400. So your answer would be D. All right, simplify the algebraic expression. Negative 6x plus 9x. Negative 6 plus 9 on your calculator is a positive 3, so that would be your answer. 9a plus 2 minus 7a. So these are your like terms, and those are the only two that can be combined. 9a minus 7a is 2a. Knocks out that one, knocks out that one, 2a, and that one, which means my answer is C. So a lot of times if you just take it step by step, you don't even have to finish the problem. Okay, so on to the next one. Again, finding those like terms. So I have 10x and 8x, that's 18x. So knocks that one out, 18x, knocks that one out, 18x. Then I want to go to 9y minus 5y. So we were at 18x, and then 9 minus 5, because that's plus 9, and minus 5 is going to be plus 4y. Well, that knocks that one out, so again, makes my answer equal to D. Okay, on to number 6. Okay, you've got to remember that we have to distribute. So we're going to get rid of the parentheses in both of these. Okay, so 7 times 6x is 42x. 7 times -4 is -28. -4 times x is minus 4x. And -4 times -1 is plus 4. So when I combine 42 minus 4x, that's 38x. Knocks that one out. Okay, that's the only one it did. And then I have minus 28 plus 4. Minus 28 plus 4 is actually minus 24. So I need 38x minus 24, which is D. Number 7. Now, I can solve these. The other thing that you need to be aware of, just like we've talked about so much this year, is that how do you know if something is a solution is if you plug it in and it works. So you could plug in 5 over 2. Does that equal 3? No, it does not. Does 1 over 2 equal to 3? So I'm just plugging it in this side. It does not. Does 6 over 2 equal 3? Yes, it does. So I know that's the answer. If you wanted to do it mathematically, x over 2 equals 3. Think of it over 1, and then you cross multiply. So x equals 6. Or just multiply both sides by 2. Either way, lots of different ways. Okay, moving on. We have another problem. Now, you again, whenever you start solving, you have to get rid of the parentheses first. And you can go plug those in, but I'm going to go ahead and solve it. So that's going to give me, to remove the parentheses, I have to distribute the negative to both terms. So that's going to give me 9x minus 2x plus 1 equals 2. And 9 minus 2, because those both have an x on them, is 7x. And well, I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'll do it in the next step. And then I subtract 1, because we always simplify one side before we combine like terms. So 7x equals 1. And then when I divide both sides by 7, because that's the coefficient of my variable, my answer is 1/7, which is D. And again, if you want some help, you plug it into your calculator and you are not getting, I'm happy to help you know how to use your calculator to do the problem. Okay, this next one, again, you could plug it in. The other thing, since these are the same, this problem can be written by combining those two over the same denominator, x over 4. Then we cross multiply just like we said. That's 4 times 7 minus x is equal to 3x, which is 28 minus 4x equals 3x. Okay, and if I add 4x to both sides, because I'm taking that 4x over, okay, I'm going to come up here with it. That gives me 28 equals 7x. And then I divide both sides by 7 and find out that x is equal to 4. So the answer would be D. Seems to be lots of D's. Don't count on that. Okay, number 10. Indicate whether it has no solution or is true for all real numbers. If neither is the case, solve for the variable. So it's either going to be a number or it's going to be one of these two. And it's going to be one of these two if the variable falls out when we're solving it. So again, I have to distribute my parentheses. So that's going to give me 18x minus 15 minus 18x equals negative 15. Okay, so I just did negative 3 times the first term and negative 3 times the second term. So when I combine like terms on one side, 18 minus 18 is 0. So I'm left with negative 15 equals negative 15. That is a true statement, which means your answer is all real numbers. Next page. Okay, another one. Again, we've got to distribute. So I'm going to do 5 times x, 5 times 3. So 5x minus 15, still have a negative 3 on that side, equals negative 5x plus 10x minus 23. So on each side, you want to combine the like terms. So over here, I have 5x minus 18, because negative 15, negative 3 give me minus 18. Negative 5x plus 10x gives me 5x minus 23. Some people are capable of knowing the answer from here. Absolutely, that's fine. I'm not going to see your work. Mark your answer and move on. Otherwise, I'm going to collect my variables. So I would subtract 5x from both sides, and that cancels out. 5x minus 5x is 0, leaving me with negative 18. Cancels out, leaving me with negative 23. Those are not the same. That is a false statement. Cannot be equal, so my answer is going to be A, which is no solution. Okay, on to number 12. A number decreased by 236. It might be in your best interest to go plug in each of these, okay? 723 decreased means minus. So to translate this, it would be x minus 236 is equal to 487, okay? And you would add 236 to both sides, and if you add 236 to both sides, you actually do get 723. So whether you plug it in or solve it, your choice. B, 10 times the difference. Okay, the difference implies an operation, so you have to put parentheses around that. So this is actually 10 times the difference of 6. Difference means to subtract, and a number equals 70. So if you can get that far, the key would be, again, plug it in, plug this part into your calculator, and see which one gives you 70. And once you find that, you'll know that your answer is B. All right, number 14. Solve for the specified variable, okay? D equals RT, I'm trying to get R by itself. What's happening on the same side with R is multiplication. So that means I'm going to divide. And when you're solving for that variable, you're trying to get it by itself. So I got to get rid of the other one. So the T goes away and R equals D over T, which the answer is D. Number 15. P equals 2L plus 2W. If I'm solving for W, trying to get W by itself, I got to get that to the other side, okay? Because I got to get rid of it. I'm trying to get this by itself. So I'm start off with, I'm going to have P minus 2L is equal to 2W. And then I got to get rid of that 2. So I end up with P minus 2L over 2, which is the answer of B. All right, number 16. Solve the proportion. So hopefully you remember that we cross multiply. We always start at the bottom and write it on that side. So this means that I'm going to have to go over. But x times 2 is 2x, and 7 times 5 is 35. Divide both sides by 2, and I think you can already see that the answer to 16 is B, because it's 35 over 2, so you didn't even need your calculator there. All right, number 17. Again, cross multiply. Now this negative may cause you some trouble. It goes with the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter. Probably easiest if you put it with the top. So x times negative 3 is negative 3x, and 7 times 6 is 42. Divide both sides by negative 3, and you will find out that x is equal to negative 14. Okay? Um, if you can see at the beginning, 3 times 2 is 6, 7 times 2 is 14 is fine, but you just got to remember that they both have to be negative, so your answer would be negative 14. Okay? All right, last three problems in this group. 18. Again, same thing. So this is going to be cross multiply. 7 times y plus 6 is equal to 5 times y plus 8. So 7y plus 42 equals 5y plus 40. So, actually, I probably won't skip. Okay, so I distributed. I'm going to subtract 5y because I'm going to collect my variables. And when I do that, I have 2y plus 42 equals 40. So now I'm going to collect my numbers. So I'm going to subtract 42 from both sides. I'll come over here with it. And that gives me 2y equals negative 2. Divide by 2, and y equals negative 1. So the answer is C. Again, okay, as always, if you don't know how to solve it, go plug it in. But when you plug in 2 plus 6, so that's this, that would give you 8 over 5 on that side. 2 plus 8 is 10 over 7. Are those the same? You're going to cross multiply to know if you don't know already. So you can do the same thing with each of these and get the right answer also if you know how to plug those in correctly. Okay, number 19, the ratio of quarterbacks completed to attempted passes is 5 to 6. So completed to attempted is 5 to 6. Okay, um, and if he attempted, so I'm actually going to rewrite that as a fraction. So 5 over 6 completed to attempted. He attempted 12 passes, so 12 goes on the bottom, and I'm looking for how many he completed. Okay, again, 6 times 2 is 12, 5 times 2 is 10, so my answer is to 19 is B. Okay, last one in this group. It's recommended that there be at least 9.4 square feet of floor space in the classroom for every student. So we have square feet per student, and it's 9.4 for every student. How much floor space, and you'd actually, well, you can put that. How much floor space do I need for 46 students? And you know what? I don't want y'all to get confused with that little squared thing, so I'm going to change that to, I'm going to change my ratio because I don't want you to get confused there. So this is basically your space, and this is your students. Okay? And our space, we can use whatever letter, we'll just use a P. Regardless, you cross multiply to get that answer. So P is going to equal 9.4 times 46. And when you multiply that out, you're going to get an answer of 432.4 square feet. So that ends our 1 through 20 exam review. Come see me if you need any help with your calculator.